Good morning, everyone. This is JK, the autographer from the Ministry of Otaku, 14-year autographer in the anime and video game convention scene. If you have not done so already, please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, because most people to my channel do not subscribe even while watching the myself videos. My goal is to still reach over 1,000 subscribers, even though we missed the deadline on August, but it's still a goal. But anyway, to begin, there's a convention dedicated to video games, the art of video games, and the music of video games called MAGFest, or the Music and Gaming Festival, hosted at their home hotel of the Gaylord National since 2012. You know the Gaylord National at the National Harbor in Oxon Hill, Maryland. The convention has a dedicated arcade room, a dedicated console free play room, LAN party, indie game room, demo space, LARP, speedrunning exhibitions, concerts, mini jam space, cosplayers, and everything else that goes to a standard fan convention. Once the festival begins at the morning at 10 a.m. at Thursday, it's not going to stop, especially at the arcade and video game room. Now, once the arcade room opens at 5 p.m. on Thursday, it is non-stop. It is non-stop operating. It's operating non-stop. It will not stop until Sunday afternoon. It is essentially a party convention where people literally sleep during the day and play arcade games while being drunk late at night, in the morning, or in their cosplay costumes, or they rock out the cover bands that are the highlight of the convention. And there are often random parties in the hallways with DJs in the lower atrium floor and in the floors near the concert area. A literal festival of video gamers. And 2020 was no exception, despite the looming fear and hysteria of Corona-chan. Now, MAGFest has not been convening since their last one in 2020, obviously because of the Corona-chan pandemic and the great lockdowns. At least I was able to record the 2020 convention, and it was the most eventful one. Now, 2021's convention was cancelled due to what they claimed was Corona-chan, but in reality, the Gaylord National was under serious renovation by the managers for the past 16 months, and was recently done on July 16, 2021. So, with the announcement of the cancellation, they held a fundraiser to fundraise the funds for the next convention in 2022. Now, the MAGA Telethon, which was called, they actually had a fundraiser where if you donate at least $8, you get this card here. This card here of the patron saint of MAGFest, Danny DeVito. Now, Danny DeVito was actually appeared at the convention, not in person, but in shrines dedicated to him. There was actually one huge shrine in 2020 where lots of people donated gifts and goods, even cash, to this to the cutout. And there was another companion shrine to Shrek, the cartoon character, the CGI cartoon character, who has his own series of movies. But the Danny DeVito one was the major one. I didn't watch the telethon because I have no interest in these glorified conventions or events. But at least I got a dedicated landlord, with all the dedicated pictures that occurred during the convention, photo shoots, all that stuff here. I'm not sure you can barely see it. And this is the card itself. Wait, is that? Yep. Yeah, that's one from Helltaker. Yeah. But seriously, that's all you need to know. Also, they sent people who have that commemorative badge, this postcard, signed with the members of the board of directors of MAGFest. What kind of collectors I am. Now we're heading towards the year of 2022, and the 2022 convention of MAGFest. And I think with vaccines widely available, and at this point, 70% of Americans have been vaccinated against Corona-chan, and the fact that Station Unity, a convention run by Capcom Entertainment, was a sheer bust because of the vaccine mandate, and it was held at the same time as AwesomeCon, which also had lower than expected attendance due to the Corona-chan hysteria and the mask mandate. I would think that MAGFest would wake up and realize that we need to head back to normal. We need to have a normal convention, and maybe they should ease off on the Corona-chan wokeness. Maybe allow mask exceptions for those who are medically unable to wear a mask, or people who are already been vaccinated, so that people will have a normal convention experience. But from what you're about to read, it is a lot worse than I expected. The following documents you're about to see were leaked from MAGFest interweb space/JRRA and was posted on 4chan's cosplay and gothic lolita board, also known as CGL. There were a few comments in response to the thread, but it's clear the MAGFest as a convention you know and love is not going to be what it used to be. Not for 2022. I was later contacted by the person responsible for the leaks, and the conversation that followed between him and I showed me more documents proving that the leaks are real. That everything you're about to see is true. Now I'm going to give you a summation of the documents. Basically, in order to provide a safer environment for our community during the the Corona-chan pandemic, which has already been long gone, due to the fact that 70% of people have already been vaccinated, because it's really hyper virtue signaling. But seriously, I'm not going to actually read through these documents here, because this is really super COVID woke. Because they actually placed the too long didn't read notice here. It says any person present for Super MAGFest 2022 must be fully vaccinated, which I highly recommend anyone to be vaccinated, especially if you're high risk or have or is over the age of 50, or if you're actually really scared of getting Corona-chan. And 2, must wear a mask, regardless of vaccination status. That's an immediate turn off. The rest of the documents is just hyper virtue signaling. And it's going to be a pain because this is hyper virtue signaling. So what they'll do, so what people like me are going to do, when they see this notice, they're just going to walk away. They're just going to walk away entirely. And they will attend the first convention, they'll not treat them as a biobomb. And then, I mean seriously, when they tell people the honest truth about these health and safety policies, if there are actual health and safety policies that will actually work, they'll be a lot better. Just tell people to wash their hands more frequently. Just tell people to stick to the 6-2-1 rule. Just tell people if you're sick, stay home. Just tell people if you're really concerned, you can feel free to wear a mask if you want to. They just demand everyone to be vaccinated and wear a mask regardless of vaccination status. Now here's the vaccination requirements, and they do not allow you to have a negative Corona-chan test or documentation of antibody test or proof of previous recovery from Corona-chan. And you are required to have a visual card of vaccination proof no photocopies allowed unless it's in a vaccine passport app, or you have to have a vaccine passport app like the Assessor app. Also, due to these vaccination requirements, people under the age of 12 are effectively banned from this event. But they'll make a final determination, which they won't do. They'll still basically ban people of the age of 12. And their masking requirements are super strict. Basically, you have to be actually eating or drinking to remove your mask. You're not allowed to take off your mask when you're cosplaying in a photo shoot. You're not allowed to take off your mask if there is heavy physical activity, such as live action LARPing, when you're playing music or rhythm games, dancing games, or in concerts. And your face covering has to be seen on a helmet. So if you plan to cosplay as Nagoriyuki from Guilty Gear Strive, you won't be able to cosplay that character at all. And you have to wear your face covering, your mask, everywhere in the entire convention space. And if you dare complain about it, you can have your badge summarily removed. You can be physically removed summarily. You can be banned from MAGFest for a certain amount of years. Event spaces that are usually open 24/7 won't be operated 24/7 as usual, which really goes against the festival. Almost all festival spaces, I think, will be operating 24/7, because there are lots of people who actually attend the event during the day. There are people like me who actually stay up all day, all night, and only sleep for at least 3 to 4 hours. And here's the thing: I stay up at MAGFest from as soon as Thursday hits. I just stay up from. I go to the convention around 10 a.m. or 12 p.m. and I basically stay up until 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. Go to sleep, and I wake up at 9 a.m., 10 a.m. But in reality, I don't go out of the room that I share with 3 or 4 other people until 12. Because most of the excitement happens at night. Now, there are cosplay photo shoots throughout the day, panels during the day, but the most crazy stuff happens at night. At night. Late at night, where there's spontaneous occurrences, spontaneous events happening. Crazy shit. And this really kills, in these health and safety policies, really kills the convention vibes, the convention atmosphere, into just a shell itself. And they also encourage getting a booster shot, which I don't think Americans will get. It's bad enough that they're not going to accept any native Cron-chan test. And there are other security field mandates as well. Basically, this will kill random events or spontaneous events with these policies. Basically, no fun allowed. No fun allowed. No joy allowed. And it really pisses off people who have to wear a mask during the workplace and just want an escape. They just want a bubble of normalcy, of escapism. But hey, if you get sick or have symptoms 2 weeks before the event, they will give out refunds. But to be honest, it is clearly a dystopian convention. And people who want to have a normal convention experience like me are basically being told to stay away. And I'm staying away as well. Again, this means the normal convention shenanigans that you expect from MAGFest, the convention vibes, the party vibes, will be basically gone because of these ultra Cron-chan woke policies. Because everyone that would be excited for 2022 convention scene, but with these conventions going Cron-chan woke, and MAGFest has followed lockstep with almost every last one, because unfortunately these people are filled with people who love to virtue signal and how much they're compliant. and they love to virtue signal in order to please crowds that engage in virtue signaling to each other on Facebook and Twitter. Virtue signaling about how they're being safe without actually doing anything to make themselves safe. And many large venues have already upgraded their air infiltration systems, so most of these security fear measures are moot, and it's just pure virtue signaling. All that needs to be done is just encourage everyone to be vaccinated, allow people to wear a mask if they feel more comfortable coming, and definitely encourage live stream events for people who still have no interest attending. And if they're sick, stay home. Or if they actually arrived at the convention and they realize that if they show symptoms of any illness, they can simply wear a mask and continue on. And if they're really sick, they just stay in a hotel room and stay home. It's more easier to do that, and then we wear off instead of going super Con-Chan woke. But they choose to do this. And the other anime con that has shares the same hotel home, their hotel home in the Gaylord National, Katsucon, I am speculating they're doing the same as well. And what I heard from this leaker, that there are many staffers that oppose this vaccine mandate, and they are forced to resign because of the mandate. So there are staff members that are not attending. Lots of staff members that used to make this festival possible won't be attending either. And I've already insisting that this convention, that the anime and fan convention scene needs to return to normal. Needs to return to normal as soon as possible. But it doesn't matter. Even though these measures are doing more harm than good, they don't care because MAGFest has gone Comic-Con levels. And they're basically no longer a fan-run convention, which was really, in practice, a literal festival. Because events usually run late, there are certain things that don't work, and they actually fix them as they come. It's not really a festival. It's not really a grassroots festival that we all know and love. That there's organic culture that came up from it. It's literally a business now. But that's a different story for another video. But what I can tell you from the leaker in the discussion that we had is that MAGFest is hurting bad due to lockdowns and also due to MAGFest being an additional expense due to lack of interest. That's the real reason why MAGFest went online again, using Corona-chan as an excuse, because they cannot afford a physical venue. And going Corona-chan woke, especially in a state that they may end or change their rules at any time, is the last thing anyone will need. And they need to return to normal and operate at the bare minimum legally for their Corona-chan policies. Basically, if their mask mandate is removed for Prince George's County, their convention needs to operate as normal. And for those who refuse to attend such a dystopian event, here's what you can expect for their glorified live stream version. There will be two channels, one for MAGFest, their speedrunning channel, and there's going to be normal operations for their MAGFest channel that is operated on Twitch. Both channels will be streaming on twitch.tv. And there's going to be 4 to 5 hours on content that will be heavily produced, like the best of MAGFest. And it may just be normal content, just interviews, concerts, panels, and all night there will be a view of the atrium and the arcade. But if they really want a true convention, a true live stream convention experience, they will have a channel for each part of the experience. One main channel for the overall experience and concerts, one channel dedicated for the arcade with random recordings of video games played by MAGFest attendees, even random recordings of arcade games played by MAGFest attendees. One channel dedicated to MAGFest for the Mega Man Challenge, one channel for the LAN party, and one for scenery lookouts and photo shoots, and random spontaneous happenings. And individual channels for the panel rooms. I mean, it'll be like live PD on a grand scale, but more grassroots and with people just uploading their footage. Basically, roaming cameraman and camcorder man, recording everything that's going on and uploading the footage. It can be done. It really can be done. Otherwise, anything less will not give you the total convention experience. That will be the bare minimum. Guys, seriously, I will not attend MAGFest 2022 or any convention that has similar policies. I'm not attending MAGFest 2022, even though I donated at least $80 to their MAGFest telethon, their MAG telethon. If any convention goes Corona-chan woke, don't buy a badge. Send a message that we will not tolerate any security fear at a time that we need to return to normal. And seriously, I've been waiting for an actual convention experience, and there's a reason why I flew over to Texas for Anime Matsuri, because I was really starving for an actual convention experience. And I was hoping that 2022 will be back to normal, but the way it looks like it, they don't want to go back to normal. Seriously. But the way it looks like MAGFest is going, it looks like it's not going to be the same convention as we once was, as we once attended, or as we once experienced. If it does go down, at least it will have a good run. This is JK from the Ministry of Otaku signing out. Have a good day.